There's a stone entryway in North Arlington that thousands of people drive past every day without a clue what's behind it. Behind it, you have winding streets, century-old Tudors, brand new mansions, lots the size that you're not supposed to be able to get this close to DC, and homes that trade well north of $1.5 million. It sits right up against a private club that's so old and so exclusive, it's been called the playground of the presidents. Senators have lived here, cabinet members, diplomats. It might be the single most exclusive neighborhood in all of Arlington, and I bet that most people watching have never heard its name. It's called Country Club Hills, and in this video, I'm taking you inside how a Civil War era estate on a hill overlooking Washington became one of the most quietly powerful addresses in Northern Virginia, and what it's actually like behind the stone entry and what it costs to get in. Let's get into it. I'm Rick Hartunian, and I cover the Northern Virginia luxury corridor, the neighborhoods that people reach out to me about when they're ready to make a serious move. And Country Club Hills is one that I send buyers to when they think they've already seen everything that North Arlington has to offer. They haven't. So let's start right where every great neighborhood story starts, with the land itself. Country Club Hills sits in the northern tip of Arlington, bordered roughly by Military Road and Glebe Road, tucked right up against the western edge of the county where it brushes against McLean. And the thing that you feel the second you turn in off the main road is just how quiet it goes. The traffic falls away, the streets stop running in a grid and start to wind, the trees close in overhead, and here's the combination that makes it so rare. You get real space and real privacy. Big wooded lots, rolling hills, but you're just 15 minutes from downtown DC. You've got Glebe Road giving you a straight shot toward Georgetown. The Potomac, Gulf Branch Nature Center, and Donaldson Runs trails are right there. That mix with the seclusion and just being that close in is almost impossible to find this close to the capital, which is exactly why it costs what it costs. But to understand how it got this way, you have to go back about 100 years. The land that's now Country Club Hills started as a Civil War era estate. There was 126 acres of hills and woods that back then actually commanded a view of Washington, D.C. In the late 1920s, a developer began carving it into home sites, and the very first homes went up around 1929. And get this, they sold for an average of $20,000 at the time. And here's the part that you can still feel today. They didn't build it on a formula. Most North Arlington neighborhoods, most neighborhoods anywhere in Northern Virginia built in the last few decades, follow a pretty similar pattern. Same few floor plans, same look, block after block. Country Club Hills is the absolute opposite. English Tudors next to colonials, next to Spanish-style haciendas, next to mid-century ramblers, and then right in the middle, a brand new custom build that just replaced a teardown. About 500 homes and no two streets are quite the same. It was promoted from day one for its scenic hills and its views, built to be special. Okay, now the name. Country Club Hills takes its name from the neighbor it grew up around, the Washington Golf and Country Club. And this is the heart of the whole story, because this isn't just any club. It was founded well over a century ago, one of the oldest clubs in all of Virginia, and it earned a nickname that tells you everything: the playground of the presidents. That nickname is the key to understanding this neighborhood. For 100 years, the club's membership has run through senators, cabinet members, and diplomats, the kind of people who could live anywhere in the DC region and chose to live right here, up the hill from the first tee. The club set the gravity, and the neighborhood formed around it. So when you buy in Country Club Hills, you're not just buying a house near a golf course, you're buying into a corner of Arlington that's been the address for the establishment for a century. So who lives behind that stone entry? The honest answer is a who's who of Arlington. Over the decades, this neighborhood has drawn politicians, media figures, people at the top of their fields, the quiet, established kind of success, not the flashy kind. And that distinction matters because it's what the place feels like. This isn't a neighborhood that shows off. It feels established. There's a quiet confidence to these streets. The yards are immaculate. The landscaping is deliberate. You feel the pride of ownership the moment you turn in. This is old Arlington in the best sense of the phrase. It's the kind of place where, as one longtime resident put it, people don't leave, they just add on. Real quick, if you like this kind of inside look at the neighborhoods that define this region, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel, because I do one of these every single week. And if you're thinking about buying or selling in the corridor, reach out. This is the market that I live in every day, and I've helped buyers and sellers all across it. And neighborhoods like this one are exactly the kind of move that I help people make. My info's in the description below. reach out anytime. Okay, let's get back inside the gates. When you're actually inside Country Club Hills, the first thing that hits you is the scale of it by Arlington standards. The lots are some of the biggest that you'll find this close to the city. The tree canopy is old and tall. The streets wind and roll instead of running flat and straight. You get a sense of privacy here that just doesn't exist on most Arlington blocks, where the houses sit right on top of each other. And then there's the piece that for a lot of these families is the whole reason that they're here, which is the schools. Country Club Hills feeds Jamestown Elementary, Williamsburg Middle, and Yorktown High School. And that Yorktown pyramid is consistently rated one of the strongest in the entire DC area. These are the schools that families spend years trying to get their kids into, and you're zoned for them just by owning a home here. At this level, that's not a nice to have. For a lot of the buyers I speak to, it's the entire decision. So what does it cost to live here? A lot. And there's a specific dynamic behind the number you have to understand before you ever shop here. Prices generally start around $1.5 million, and at that end, you're usually looking at a very original home, one of the smaller ones, or something that hasn't been touched in years and may need to be torn down. From there, it climbs fast, up past $4 and even $5 million for the big custom new builds. A wide range on the very same streets, and here's why: the land itself is worth a fortune. So you've got two completely different things selling side by side. You got the gorgeous updated classics, the Tudors and the colonials with the history and the character, and then right next to them are the teardowns. Older homes where the lot is the real asset, where a builder buys it, scrapes the house, and puts up a multi-million-dollar custom home. And that's the catch, because those two things can look a lot alike in a listing. So when you're shopping Country Club Hills, you have to know which one you're actually looking at. Are you buying a home that you'll keep for 30 years, or a lot with a house that's living on borrowed time and paying a premium for that privilege? That changes everything about what your money is really buying. And honestly, that's the kind of thing that I walk my buyers through here, because it's not obvious from the photos or from the listings from afar. At this level, the best ones often trade quietly too, through relationships, off market before they ever hit the public sites. So that's Country Club Hills, a Civil War era estate on a hill over Washington that became the playground of the presidents, and a century later is still one of the most exclusive, most established addresses in Northern Virginia. Old money, old trees, big lots, top schools, and a private club pedigree going back 100 years. All 15 minutes from downtown DC. The kind of place that most people will only ever drive past, never knowing what's behind the stone entry. Now you know. And if you want to understand this part of the market, Country Club Hills, or any of the corridor's best neighborhoods, and how to actually get in, reach out to me. Not long ago, a buyer found me through one of these exact videos, reached out, and we ended up closing on a luxury home right here in the corridor in Langley Forest, McLean. Someone who barely knew the area before. That's what these videos do, and it's exactly the kind of buyer and seller that I love to work with. My info is in the description below, along with the free Northern Virginia relocation guide to get you started. And tell me, guys, in the comments, if you could live anywhere in Arlington, would this be it? Subscribe, because I'm going to do more of these deep dives into the neighborhoods that define this region every single week. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.